So play nice.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Toy Story, scenes that weren't super kid-friendly, where we take a closer look at some of the moments in our favorite movies that may have gone over the heads of younger viewers. Today, we're diving into the world of Toy Story, the groundbreaking animated film from Pixar that introduced us to Woody, Buzz, and all their friends. While Toy Story is a beloved classic for audiences of all ages, there are definitely a few scenes that might have been a bit too mature for the little ones. So without further ado, let's take a look at some of the Toy Story scenes that were not super kid-friendly.
All right! If I send out the troops, will you all calm down?
Yes, we promise!
Okay!
The opening credits of Toy Story set the tone for the rest of the film, with a montage of toys coming to life when their owners leave the room. But there's one shot, in particular, that might have gone over the heads of younger viewers. A close-up of Mr. Potato Head with a worried expression as he looks at his missing eye and ear. This scene foreshadows a major plot point later in the film, when Mr. Potato Head goes on a mission to retrieve his lost body parts. But for kids, this shot might have seemed like a weird, creepy image.
You're alive! This is great! Oh! I'm saved! Andy will find you here!
Woody, the lovable cowboy toy, voiced by Tom Hanks, is usually the level-headed leader of the toy gang. But in one scene, he completely loses his cool and throws a tantrum when he finds out that Andy, his owner, is getting a new toy for his birthday. Woody's rage and jealousy are understandable, but the outburst might have been a bit too intense for younger viewers. Plus, the fact that Woody starts smashing toys and throwing them around the room probably scared some kids.
I mean, Humpty Dumpty was pushed by Woody!
What?
Sid, the neighborhood bully, has a collection of mutant toys that he's pieced together from random spare parts. These creations are definitely not kid-friendly, with their freaky appearances and bizarre behaviors. From a toy with a baby doll's head attached to a spider's body, to random toys made out of various parts of Barbie and Ken dolls. Sid's collection is a nightmare-inducing sight that's not for the faint of heart.
Wait a minute, you don't think I meant to knock Buzz out the window, do you, Potato Head?
The ending of Toy Story 2 is a heartwarming moment that brings the entire gang back together, but it might have been a bit confusing for younger viewers. In the final scene, Woody and Buzz are reunited with Andy, who has grown up and is getting ready to go to college. While this moment is meant to be moving and bittersweet, younger kids may have difficulty grasping this concept of leaving childhood and their attachment objects behind. Plus, the fact that Andy is saying bye to his beloved friends, aka toys, probably induced some tears among their sweet, innocent little viewers.
Oh no! Dr. Porkchop's attacking the haunted bakery! Pew, pew, pew.
The ghosts are getting away! Woody, stop them!
The Buzz Lightyear commercial that plays during Toy Story features a high-energy, over-the-top portrayal of the character, complete with explosions and action-packed scenes. While this scene is meant to be humorous and satirical, it might be a bit too chaotic and overwhelming for young ones.
Hey, wow!
What is it?
Woody! Buzz!
Oh great, you found them. Where were they?
In one scene of Toy Story, Buzz Lightyear suffers a panic attack after realizing that he's just a toy and not a real Space Ranger. This realization comes as a shock to Buzz, who has always believed that he was a real Space Ranger with special powers and abilities. The scene depicts Buzz struggling to come to terms with his revelation as he experiences feelings of confusion, denial, and despair. This scene is meant to be a touching moment of self-discovery as Buzz grapples with his own identity and learns to embrace his true nature as a toy. However, it might have been a bit too tragic and distressing for younger kids to witness. The depiction of Buzz's panic attack, with its intense and emotional dialogue, could really overwhelm little viewers. Plus, the idea of a character suffering a panic attack might be foreign and alarming for younger kids.
You're in the car!
See? Now what'd I tell you? Right where you left them.
In Toy Story 2, the character Stinky Pete confesses to Woody that he has always been jealous of Woody's popularity and has always wanted to be the star of a TV show. This scene is meant to unveil Stinky Pete's true motives and reveal him as a villain, but it might be a bit too dramatic and intimidating for younger viewers.
Where do you think you're going?
Buzz, we're your friends!
Spare me your lies.
The garbage dump scene in Toy Story 3 features the toys facing danger and destruction as they try to escape the clutches of the trash compactor. While this scene is meant to be thrilling and suspenseful, it's probably too intense and terrifying for younger kids to watch.
extremely dangerous. Keep out of reach of children.
In one scene of Toy Story, the character Sid tortures and mutilates toys as a form of entertainment. This scene is meant to reveal Sid as a villain, showcasing his cruel and brutal nature. Sid is shown using various toys as props in his disturbing and violent playtime, including a Mr. Potato Head with a missing eye and ear, and a toy soldier with a missing leg. This scene is meant to be disturbing and display Sid as a villain, but it might be a bit too dark and violent for little ones. The depiction of toys being mutilated and tortured could be disturbing for younger children to witness, and the idea of a character enjoying this type of behavior might be confusing or a bad influence for little ones.
Let's go home and play.
In one scene of Toy Story, Andy's dad gets into a physical altercation with a neighbor. The scene begins with two men having a heated argument, and then quickly escalates into a physical fight. The fight is brief but intense, with the two men grappling and struggling with each other. While this scene is meant to be humorous and satirical, with the two men bickering and fighting over a trivial matter, it might be a bit too startling and realistic for younger kids. Physical violence, even if it's portrayed in a humorous or exaggerated way, can be unsettling for younger ones. Additionally, the idea of adults physically fighting each other is probably pretty shocking for little ones.
I've set my laser from stun to kill.
Ah, great, great. Yeah, and if anyone attacks us, we can blink them to death.
In Toy Story 2, the character Zurg is revealed to be the father of Buzz Lightyear. This revelation comes as a surprise to Buzz, as well as the audience, as it changes the entire dynamic between the two characters. Up until this point, Zurg has been portrayed as a ruthless villain, while Buzz has been the heroic space ranger. However, with this revelation, the relationship between the two characters become much more complicated. For younger kids, this revelation might be a bit too confusing to fully grasp. This type of parent-child dynamic can be difficult for them to understand, and the idea that a villain could be a parent to a hero is probably too much to wrap their heads around. Plus, the sudden shift in the characters' relationship could be a bit disorienting for little ones.
Well, sure, look at him. He's got more gadgets on him than a Swiss Army knife.
In the final scene of Toy Story 3, Andy's getting ready to leave for college, and he must say goodbye to his beloved toys, who have been his constant companions throughout his childhood. This scene is meant to be touching and bittersweet, as Andy reflects on the memories he has shared with his toys and prepares to embark on a new phase of his life. However, it may be a bit too sad for younger kids. The idea of growing up and being forced to part with their beloved attachment objects would probably devastate them, and I bet the emotional music and tearful goodbyes between Andy and his toys would definitely cue the waterworks. These are just a few examples of Toy Story scenes that might not have been as kid-friendly as we thought. As with any movie, it's always a good idea for parents to use their own discretion when deciding what is suitable for their kids to watch.
It's right around the corner! I'm going to college! Look at me! I'm the big toy on campus, hello!
Especially since every child is different. So, there you have it. Some of the Toy Story scenes that weren't super kid-friendly. However, even with these more mature moments, Toy Story remains a timeless classic that's loved by fans of all ages. Hey, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching, and see you soon!
Blast! He's on level 23.
How are we going to get up there?
Maybe if we find some balloons, we could float to the top.